With hybrid or distance learning in place, this is more important than ever. You must learn to write professional emails and to manage the constant flow of information that will be communicated in this manner. We expect you to check your emails at least once a day during the school week. You are not responsible for information sent to you between 3 p.m. Friday and 8:30 a.m. Monday. Of course, you're welcome to check, but you're not responsible for anything sent to you then. Boot camp will have more than a few tasks related to email, and task number 3 is in fact writing a professional email. Whenever you send an email with your .NET account, unless it's to a friend or a family member, you need to make it as professional as possible. The evidence for this task will be a screenshot of an email that you don't actually have to send. Here are the components you must conclude, or I'm sorry, here are the components you must include. A clear and direct subject line. Boot camp example would be a good choice for this one. Next, you need to include a greeting. A greeting could simply be the person's name with a comma or something like you use in a letter, Dear John. Oops. Or you could just put John's name. You want to make sure you address it so that the person knows that, in fact, you are trying to send an email to them. Believe it or not, it happens. The body of the email should be as concise as possible, and you should always use proper grammar and punctuation. You want to check your spelling later on, and it'll show you if you have something wrong with a squiggly red line. Make sure you correct those. You also need to avoid fancy or colorful fonts or pictures or emoticons. When you're writing a professional email, those are the kinds of things that you do not want to include. After you finish the body of the email, you need to include at the end of every email a closing. Much like the greeting, it can simply be your name with a comma, or you can include something like sincerely, or for John, since he's helping me out, I'm going to put thank you and then my name. You also need what's called a professional signature. This should include your name and affiliation, in your case, AR. You may include more details, like what year you are, but make sure to update it if that changes at all. In order to make a signature, you click the gearbox, click on See All Settings, and then scroll down until you reach the section that says Signature. You're going to create a new signature. You can title it whatever you want, professional. And you want to include your name, and then maybe something like first year student, and then your affiliation, and you want to spell it properly, Academy of the Redwoods. Because if you don't believe me, we'll call you out on it. You don't want to include fancy fonts. You don't want to include pictures. A professional signature should not include any of those things. In general, you just need your name and any kind of affiliation. You then need to scroll right down here and make sure that you designate where the signature will be used. For new emails, use your professional signature. On a reply forward, you don't necessarily need a signature. If you'd like to use it, you can, but you don't have to. You can also insert the signature before quoted text. This again is not important. You also need to remember to scroll all the way down and click Save Changes. Otherwise, it won't show up, just like it didn't show up on this one. So you have to start a new email, and look, there it is. So since I already wrote this email, I'm just going to copy and paste, or cut and paste, I should say. I need to, sometimes as you can see, computers are so smart, they will suggest what you should write, but that's up to you. So I'm going to put the subject back in there. So we've got all of that done. Now you need to proofread. I know, sometimes we just don't have time or we're on our phones, but there are horrible things that can happen if you don't use the proper word or your punctuation is lacking. We will definitely talk about that in English, and I have some funny examples for you. So I can look here and see that it does show me, and the best way to proofread, truthfully, is to read things out loud to yourself. This is a different email from another video I did, but it's the same thing. Dear Prudence, I'm writing to show what a professional email looks like. I'm trying to show you that I know how to write. Oh, that's the wrong write. And that I'm a good student. Please, so that's underlined red. It's missing a letter. That'll autocorrect for you. Please look it over and let me know what you think. Thank you, Jenny Wozni. Jenny Wozni, first year student, Academy of the Redwoods. You may think it looks silly, but it will show to people that you're professional and you care about what you're writing. Now, in order to show that you can tick all the bells and whistles for writing a professional email, you need to do a couple of more things before you're done. You need a receiver. So in the to space, use yourself. Then you also have two other spaces here. You have a CC and a BCC. CC technically stands for carbon copy. This means the email will be sent in its entirety to the person in the exact same way, and they will see that it was sent to them. A BCC, on the other hand, stands for blind carbon copy. Most often that's used for the receiver's benefit. It allows you to send an email with multiple email addresses without including every single one of those email addresses in the body of the email. So for example, if we used our label that we made earlier with AR staff and you put it in the to section, it populates it with all those emails. Or in the CC section, same thing. If you have a lot of emails and you're sending them and you put it in BCC, then none of those people will get an email with all these emails in the body. It really is a, a, a fine touch that you can use that will show people that you really know what you're doing and you have a handle on how to write a professional email. Finally, you need to learn to attach documents. You can do this a few ways. First, you could click on the paperclip down at the bottom where it says attach files. Once you do that, it will bring up whatever you have on your device and allow you to choose. On your Chromebook, it'll bring up anything that you've downloaded already and allow you to choose from that. Or you can click on the Drive icon, which is right here. And as it says, you can insert files using Drive, and that will allow you to pick something from your Drive and you can include that. You click on it. You can include the actual document itself. I'll show you the difference. That's what it looks like. Now it's going to go wherever your cursor was. That looks horrible, so I'm going to take that out. I don't want to do that. If I put the cursor back down there, it would go there. Then someone can just click on the link and get it there. The first two methods are preferable. You'll be doing a lot of sharing of documents, and we'll talk about that when we talk about docs in a little bit. But that's it. Once you're done, take a screenshot of this email, your finished project, and then paste it in the assignment